Hey everyone, I get this question a lot, so I figured I'd just make an episode out of it. The question is, should I buy my truck under my personal name or under my business? And there's definitely pros and cons to each option, and there's things that the IRS cares about and other things that don't really matter. So with that being said, let's get started. So let's get started with the pros and cons of putting it under your business name. So when it's under your business name, you can basically deduct everything related to that vehicle. Payments for that vehicle, insurance, parking, repairs, maintenance, all that can be straight run through the business and it won't be a problem whatsoever. On that note, the second pro of having it under your business is that it makes for easier bookkeeping and record keeping. Again, you would put the truck on your balance sheet, the related, loan, note, what have you on the balance sheet, and you would, have your bookkeeper run through if it's financing, the interest expense of, the vehicle, any repairs, maintenance, oil changes, gas, parking, things like that would all be run through 100% without any problem whatsoever. Now, that being said, there are a couple cons to having it under your business name. So one of those is that your insurance and registration are going to be more expensive. Definitely the insurance policy will be 2, even 3 times what a personal policy might be. So that's one major setback. The registration as well, that can be more expensive. It can vary by state. However, one workaround with that is that you can put it under your personal name and have the title, a secondary title under your business. So that, again, can vary by state, but definitely the insurance will be more expensive. The second drawback is that any use of that vehicle that is outside of the business, say on personal matters, would technically be considered what is called a fringe benefit. So anytime, technically you made a personal Costco run, or, you took the kids to a soccer game on the weekend, or hauled a boat somewhere, if like one way or another came to light, technically that would be a fringe benefit and that would be included as wages to yourself. Now, what are the pros and cons of having it under your personal name and using it in the business? You can certainly do that. So you can have it under your personal name, use it in the business, but then the presumption would be that it's not 100% used for the business. So on the tax return, you would claim usually 80% or less as business use. So that being said, if you did go that route, do not put 100% on the tax return, because then the expectation would be that everything should be under the name of the business. Now, the first pro with doing that is that you can actually claim the business use percentage of the vehicle and everything related to it, at the business level. So if you use the vehicle for 80% business use, there's actually 2 methods. You can actually take the mileage deduction, which in 2025 is 70 cents per mile by IRS rules, or you can take the actual deduction. Now, assuming you use the vehicle 80% for business use, if you take the actual deduction, you would take 80% of basically everything related to the vehicle. So that can be 80% of your gas, parking, tolls, repairs and maintenance, and the payments that are made. The second benefit with having it under your personal name is you avoid the fringe benefit issue with having it under the business. Now, what are the cons associated with having the vehicle under your personal name? If you go this route, you really need to be tracking your miles. The IRS loves documentation, and in the event of an audit, if you didn't have some sort of a mileage log, use one of the apps, have some sort of ongoing believable basis for tracking your miles, those deductions could disappear quite fast. And if you did have it under your personal name and use it for business and claim less than 50%, then you would be limited as to how much bonus and Section 179 you could take. Depreciation benefits would go down quite fast. Now, whatever method you choose, you really should keep your documentation straight. Keep all your receipts, insurance, maintenance records, keep a mileage log, especially if it's under your personal name. And if the business owns it, make sure all the payments are coming out of the business accounts. Remember, the IRS doesn't care so much about what the title says or what you claim your intent was. They care more about what the records show. So the key here, the most important thing is your documentation. Either way you go about it. I hope you found this video helpful. Click like, subscribe, turn on notifications for any updates, and I hope to see you in the next one.